everyone, my name is Jamie and I am here to talk to you about my knitting and any other fiber related crafts that I have been doing for the last 2 weeks. Alright. Alright, hi everyone. This is the first time I'm recording with my kids home, so hopefully that you can't hear too much of the noise that is happening. I have 3 boys. They are 13, 12, and 9, and they are out for the summer. And so we have multiple TVs, multiple gaming systems, and multiple parts of the house going on. So, but hopefully it will keep them entertained and out of trouble long enough for me to talk to you guys. So today I have my notes. I have 2 finished objects, well, 3 finished objects, and 3 whips, and then a future whip to talk to you guys about today. So the first whip, or no, the first finished object, let's start with those, that I have is actually the dress I am wearing, and I will put in some footage over here. This is called the Wide Strap Maxi Dress, so kind of a simple name, but it is a pattern from the Peppermint magazine, and I will link it down below. And you can get this pattern for whatever you want to pay for it. So you can take it for free, or you can donate to them what you feel like the pattern is worth, or what you feel like you can pay for the pattern. So that's up to you. But this was an interesting pattern. I thought it was going to be really easy and very simple, and I am not a proficient sewist. And it turned out to be quite a bit more challenging in the way that the pockets and the slits on the side of the dress are constructed. It was doable because obviously I managed it, and I have a beautiful dress, and I wore it last weekend to Broadway, I guess. Yeah, Broadway in the Desert is what they kind of call it. It's Tuacahn. It's in southern Utah, and it's an outside amphitheater out in the desert, and they do plays after dark. And this year they did Anastasia and Frozen, and I think the Jersey Boys, but I'm not going to that one. So I went to Anastasia, I wore this dress, and I was so grateful to have a nice cool linen. I think this is a linen rayon mix. I got it from the online fabric store, which I'll also link in the description box down below. But I was so grateful because I picked my tickets. I buy my tickets in February for these shows, and I thought I'm gonna do them in June this year because it won't be as hot, because I've done them in August before and it can get really hot in St. George. So I was like, I'm gonna go get my tickets in June so that it's not as hot yet. And it was 92 degrees at midnight when we left. So when we were just puttering around St. George before the show, it was 110. Just a little bit warm. And yeah, so it's not quite that hot here. Usually where we live is about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than it is in St. George. So it's been hot here too. It got hot very quick this summer. We kind of went from 60 degrees one week to 90 degrees the next week, and it's messing a lot of people up. So I'm grateful for a house with really good air conditioning, and the heating and air guy lives next door, so if something goes wrong, he can come help me. So yeah, it was hot, but we had such a good time, and I loved having the dress. I was dressed for the Broadway, but in the meantime, we had some time to spare, and so we were walking through one of the outside malls there in St. George and saw an axe throwing place, which we'd never done before, me and my husband. And so we decided to go in and throw some axes. So I was wearing this dress and some flip-flops, and I was trying to be a badass powerhouse with my axe. So it was quite entertaining, but I had a really good time, and it was a really nice, comfortable dress, and I am excited. I want to try to make it again, and I did buy some material for that. I guess I'll show that to you now. But I'm like, I'm on the board because I kind of would like to have like a romper like this, kind of the same structure, but have it as pants. But I have no idea how to turn this into pants, so I don't know. But the idea was to make this again just so I could practice the techniques. And so I did buy this like lightweight rayon linen. Well, I don't think it has as much linen, more cotton rayon, kind of a suiting material, and it's just kind of a black gray heather material, but it's very lightweight, very soft. And so I don't know, I will either make another one of these or I will find like a romper to make. So, but I'm happy with this dress, and I will make it again. Whether or not I make it out of that material has yet to be seen. So, the next finished object that I have, we'll come back to sewing stuff later, but the next finished object I have, where did I put it? I think I stuck it in here, is my Purl Soho Simple Tote Bag. And I am very excited. Oh, goodness. Well, I was very excited. Hang on. Okay. My magnetic snap came out, and so I'm going to have to find a better way to secure it. I might have to... Yeah, it's not staying in. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to secure it if I'm going to have it. So I'm just going to take it off for now, and then we'll figure that out later. It's supposed to have a washer behind it, which would help, but I needed to think about that before I sewed it all up, and I didn't. So, okay, we'll think about that later. But in the meantime, we might not even have it. Maybe we don't need it. So here is my bag. I'm very happy with it. So this bag is a free pattern from Purl Soho. It's on their website. You can access it from Ravelry, but it will just take you to their website, and then you can just print it off. It starts with the bottom of the bag, so you knit a square in linen stitch, and then you pick up stitches all the way around that rectangle. I guess it's a rectangle, not a square. So all the way around that rectangle, and then you knit in the round, and it just grows up into this bag. Just continuing the linen stitch. I stopped with the linen stitch and I went to just knitting at the top so I could do a folded over edge to put that snap in, and now I don't know if I'm gonna have it, but that's okay. And then you pick up the sides and knit the linen strap. So it's made out of cotton yarn, so it's a little different to work with. But it's beautiful. The bag is beautiful. That stitches. I did put my bottom on backwards, upside down, but I kind of like just having that change in look for the bottom, so I didn't fix it. And then it is thick. You cannot stick your finger through it, so you're not gonna lose anything when you use this bag, which I do really like a lot. So this bag I made with my knitting group that I knit with throughout the year. We do about 4 projects together. And I got some, I think we're going to try to embroider some on here. And so I bought these like stick and stitch off Etsy. Sorry, I should have taken these out before. So I'm just trying to decide which one I want to put on here, but there were some really cute things. This came as a pack, so all of these came together, but I really like these mushrooms. So I might cut and use just some of these mushrooms, because that seems like a lot. But if I like put it at the bottom or something, I don't know, you know? or just some of them. It could be really cute. Some cute little mushrooms on my bag. I don't know. But overall, the knitting portion is done. It's beautiful. I love it. And it is to a usable... Man, I'm finding strings. You know, I think things are finished and then I'm like, oh, there's still a thread. There's still a string. What in the heck? Oh, my snap just fell off. Oh, guys, it's summer. My kids are home. Things are just not as organized as they usually are, I guess. Anyways, it's beautiful. I love it. I'm glad it's finished. It was a little bit of a slow going project, just as that linen stitch is a slower stitch and uses more yarn. So I used 2 skeins of the Barocco Modern Cotton in the brown color, I don't remember. And then I used a US size 8 for the bag, and I changed to a US 5 to do that folded over edge. And I started it on April 16th and it finished it on June 9th. So yeah. So it did take me a little bit of time, and I did kind of get tired of it and have to like, okay, you just have to do an inch every day. Do an inch, do an inch. Just because it gets tiring and your hands get tired using that cotton. But I love the bag. The product it makes is great because you don't have the holes. Nothing's gonna fall out of it. It is tight, it is secure. So the bag is really nice and the stitch is worth it. But I did kind of have to motivate myself to keep going on it and to finish it. But I love it. So, worked out in the end. All right, my other finished object is I did finish this skein, this monster skein of yarn. It is still just a little bit damp because I finished it yesterday. I might stick it outside today. That'll dry it off real quick. So this is a combo spin, which I am in love with. Look at all those beautiful colors. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. It's got like golds and yellows and purples and blues, and I used 3 different of the Hello Yarn subscription bags of fiber, and it's just beautiful. I love this. Look at this section right here. You can just like find sections that you really, really love. Like, it's just more, I think I used Fireside and I don't remember what the other 2 are called. I don't remember, but the Fireside was like really smoky grays and browns, and then like this blue one, and then the other one was leftovers that I had. So I don't know, I just kind of blended stuff I didn't blend it. I just spun it, each pack separately, into a strand, and then I plied all 3 packs together, and I just love it. It's beautiful. I think it's gonna be about a worsted weight yarn, so I'm thinking of doing like a cowl with it. But it's beautiful. I love it. All right, on to my whips. Well, let's do sewing first. So like I said, I was in St. George. So I was in Cedar City is where we stay, which is about an hour away from St. George. It's where my in-laws live and where I went to school. We love it down there. It's where I met my husband. So while I was there, I went to the fabric store and I found that one to make another, right? And then I saw this and I absolutely love this fabric. It's beautiful. Look at that pattern, look at those colors. They only had a yard and 20 inches, which is not enough for another pinafore, but I was like, a skirt or something, I don't know. But it's beautiful. I had to buy it, so I bought it. What are you gonna do? It jumped in my cart. I couldn't tell it no. It was desperate to come home with me. So 2 other patterns that I got off of Peppermint. One is the Paper Theory skirt, and I have made this skirt before, but the skirts I have are too big now, and so I want to make another one. I love the giant pockets on it, and it's pretty easy construction, which is what I need this time in my life. And so I found this beautiful turquoise color, teal color in my stash. There's some teal linen, so I have it all cut out here. I just need to sew it together. So that is gonna get done before the next time we talk. And then the last one was another kind of pinafore dress. This one has more like layers and is more like flowy, more, I don't know, baby doll kind of, you know what I mean? Can you see that? And so I found this on the online fabric store. That's what this website's called. I know it sounds weird that I'm like, just some random online fabric store. No, that's actually what the website's called. But look at this fabric. Look how pretty it is. So I had to buy that too. It jumped in my cart as well. So that is already cut out as well. I am a slow sewer. I like cut it out and then stare at it for days, and then I like do one step and then I stare at it for days and do another step and stare at it for days. I'm a very slow sewist. So yes, but hopefully one of those will be done the next time we talk. That's the goal. Just one. Just get something done, right? Okay, I have 3 more whips to talk to you about. And the first one we've talked about before is the Taylor Owens Test Knit. I will have some B footage. But this is a beautiful cardigan. I am loving this cardigan. The ribbing's taking me a little long, but I am kind of knitting on it slow. We have till like August to finish the test knit, so I'm just not in a hurry. But I love this. It has waist shaping in it, which I've never had in a garment before, but I think I really need, and I'm gonna need to put it in other shirts, other tops. So beautiful. I love this color. This is Cascade 220, the worsted weight in the color Chive. And I have some gold buttons for it, which I don't think are in here. But I just reached in my bag and there's just $100 hanging out in my bag. This is not real. This is play money. It's my son's. My mother-in-law found it at her house and stuck it in my bag. So just kind of surprised me for a second. I was like, what the heck? It's play money. I wish it was real. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyways, so I am knitting on that slowly but surely. It has 5 inches of ribbing at the bottom. So I'm just taking my time with that. Like I said, Cascade 220 in the color Chive, which I love. I'm using the needles US 7 and a US 5. I'm making the size 2. The sweater she recommends has a 10 to 16 inch positive ease. I'll have 11 with this, so I think it will be perfect. I'm not very much of like a big positive ease. I don't usually have a lot of positive ease, and maybe I need to start doing more sweaters with more positive ease. But anyways, I started this on May 13th and we are going strong on it, and it's great. So in order to combat the heavy wool that I'm knitting there in all this hot weather, I needed something I can knit outside, something that isn't itchy or anything. And I was done with my bag, so I cast on a 100% cotton shirt. And I don't know how I feel about 100% cotton because it doesn't have like any stretch or anything to it, and so well, that's part of it. I do wonder like how it holds up, and also, but this pattern does call for 100% cotton, and I figure she knows what she's doing, so we're trusting it. This pattern is by Sari Nordlund, and it is called the Ballard Tee. And I have a picture of it right here, and I'll put a picture on the screen there, I'm sure. So this is a cabled sweater, shirt, tee thing, which I have never done a cabled garment before, and I really like it. I am doing the cables without a cable needle, so because I would just lose the cable needle, so I am doing it without a cable needle. It's like a 6-stitch, like you're crossing 3 over 3, so I can do that without a cable needle. Any more than that, I would need a cable needle, but for 3 of 3, I can do it without the cable needle, so I am doing that. This is knit with Cascade Ultra Pima, and I have the back done, and I've picked up one shoulder, and that's kind of where we're at. So I couldn't try it on or anything, but so I've got a lot of threads kind of coming off of it. But look how pretty this is. It's gorgeous. I love this brown color. Obviously, there's a lot of brown in this episode, sorry. It's just kind of my thing. It's my neutral, and so I love brown. So it's really pretty, and it is gonna stretch out and have that cable definition, and it's just beautiful. This beautiful brown color. This is, I'm knitting it on a US 4, and then I think the ribbing and everything is done with a US 2.5. I'll have to make sure I have a 2.5. I'm not sure I do. I might have to either do a 3 or do a 2 or buy another needle, but you know, who would want to do that, right? So it's so pretty, and it's really a pretty simple pattern once you kind of know what you're doing. It's just really repetitive. It's nice to do outside. It's been good. A good one. I like it, and I'm excited to wear it and see how it wears, how it stretches, and that kind of thing, and I will let you know. All right, and my third whip, I just started. Oh, I just got this bag too. This is from Twice Sheared Sheep. It's really pretty, and I like that it has like a flat bottom and a zipper, and it's just big enough to hold what I need. So you can hold a lot, like it's a lot for such a small looking bag. I love it. Anyways, I jumped on board. I decided that I would make an emotional support chicken. So here's the start of my emotional support chicken. And I have all this leftover worsted weight yarn from doing hats and cowls for my family from Christmas last year. So I'm like, well, I might as well try a chicken. And if he's easy, which he so far has been very easy, this is like a day's worth of work, not very much. If I might make all the kids a chicken for Christmas. I have on my side of the family, I'm talking just my side, I have 4, almost 5 nephews and 1 niece. So I might make them chickens. We will see. Can you see like a whole flock of chickens in different colors? Yeah. So we'll see how many chickens we end up with. But if not, if I don't like it or it's too fiddly or something, we won't. But right now that's kind of my idea, and these just kind of fun, and I'm just using yarn that scraps that I have lying around, so that's good. I started him on what, June 12th, it's June 14th, so not much yet. I do have one more thing to talk to you guys about. So I grew up, my mom, my maternal grandma, my paternal grandma, they all crochet. And I tried to learn to crochet as a child, and it just never really worked out for me. So my washcloths and my blankets that I would attempt would end up as like trapezoids and weird things happening, and never, it was just, I don't know. Anyways, but I'm really liking all these granny square projects. And I said something to the lady who teaches the crochet at the yarn store about how my squares always turned out as trapezoids, and that's why I don't crochet. And she was like, well, you could do granny squares because you're like crocheting in a circle, so you don't have that issue. And so she's like, I get to, you know, I was like, okay. So I saw that she has a granny square class. So it starts on Tuesday, and I am going. So I will let you know if I can crochet a granny square by next week or by next podcast. We'll see. I found some yarn in my stash that's worsted weight. I didn't bring it down with me, so I'm not buying anything for this, but maybe I'll have a blanket. Who knows? Maybe she'll be the one who can teach me how to crochet a square. Who knows? So that's exciting. I have faith. I can do this, right? I was practicing, and because I don't know how to do granny squares, so I was practicing just doing like back and forth again like I did when I was a kid, and it was turning into trapezoid. It was, yeah. And it felt very awkward because I am an English knitter, and so I have to hold my yarn in the opposite hand that I'm used to for knitting, so that felt very awkward. So we will see how it goes, but maybe by next podcast I will be a crocheter instead of a knitter. No. I will always be a knitter. But I think that's everything, you guys, and I don't think my kids made too much noise. Nobody barged in the room. Nobody started crying or screaming. We made it. We made it through the first podcast of summer, so there is hope for this summer. All right, you guys. Oh, I am going to my next show. I'm going to Frozen before I see you again next time. Hopefully I'll have one of my other dresses to wear or skirts to wear to that. And I'm excited. I want to see what they did with it. I have little boys, and so Frozen was not a big thing in my house, so I didn't get sick of it, you know? Those Disney princess movies are not a big thing in my house. We're more Pixar and Star Wars and ninjas. So I am excited. It's nice to go to the princess Broadway shows. So my husband went with me to Anastasia. My mother-in-law is going with me to Frozen. And yeah, I'm excited to do that. I hope you guys have an awesome couple of weeks, that you find time to knit or crochet or sew or whatever it is that brings you joy and calms you down and kind of meditates that mind, and you know, whatever you're going through, that you can find calmness and peace within it. And yeah, take it outside. Go sit in the shade if it's hot. Give yourself some of that vitamin D you need. So I will see you guys next time.